Hey, aloha, everybody. This is Chris here in Hawaii with the London Close trading session. Thanks for joining me. Hope you all had a great weekend. I went to the beach a lot, as you can see, got some color. So I'm happy to be back at it. Friday, as I mentioned, was kind of a non-event day, and even Thursday was a little off with NFP day early. So, kind of getting into it. We don't have any trades to cover from the weekend, so we'll talk about what we have going on today. So the big news, fundamentally, is there was a report in a Chinese newspaper on the fact that China needs a bull market to really finalize their turnaround. So usually when the People's Republic of China puts something out like that, they follow through. So that created a strong risk-on environment. And you could see that in equities, but you didn't really see it as much in currencies. Like the Aussie and the Kiwi were bid, but they weren't bid heavy. And everything else was kind of off back and forth. I mean, the dollar was pretty weak on the pro-optimism, but the non-manufacturing ISM did crush expectations. In fact, let me give you that number exactly to tell you what it was. It was 57.1 on a forecast of 50. So that's huge. And that should help the equity push here, but obviously it's not helping it's not helping currencies quite as much. So other than that, though, it's been pretty muted. So like I said, equities, you've seen a pretty big push, but you haven't seen a lot on the Forex front here. Dow is up 370 right now. VIX is down. S&P is up. Nasdaq's up. All of the European markets were up. All of the Asian markets except for Australia was up. So that's an interesting one. And Australia is starting to see a spike in coronavirus cases. On top of that, there's talks of fresh sanctions here between Australia and China. So even though the bull market's really driving stuff, I think the Australian dollar is probably capped right now. And that's going to impact our trading strategy, and that's Australia's currency. Australian dollar is currency that I'm looking to short because the market doesn't lie, and that's what it's telling you right now. So that's the big news that I see in terms of movement. There was some talk about some more financial support for UK small businesses, which I think would prop up the pound, but you still have Brexit in the background, although most economists believe that the EU and the UK will figure their crap out and get this thing going here. So, but right now, looking at the heat map, you can see the yen has been sold off, but it's been muted. It's not a huge sell-off, even though it's a pro-risk mood. Canadian dollar has been sold, so that tells you that it's truly mixed. The euro has been bid a bit. Australian dollar has been bid, but it has been sold off against the euro. So something to look at. The Kiwi is mixed. So it's once again that positive equity has not been translating into currencies here. So that tells you that the market is kind of spoken on currencies, and it seems like the Aussie, Kiwi, CAD are capped. So I'd be looking to short those here going into the London close right now. So we've passed the fix. The close is in about 6 minutes, and really the golden time frame for me is between 4:30 and 5 p.m. London time, because that gives you London close going into U.S. lunchtime, and that gives you a great idea of what's going on right now. So looking to see in terms of what we have market-wise. I don't have any trades off the bat. I'm going to sort through. I'm going to look through to see any good levels here that I'd be interested in trading. but I don't see anything quite yet. It's a pretty muted Monday. Like I said, there's not a lot of opportunities. I would say there's a few fresh ones, but nothing substantial. Pound CAD could be interesting. It is at a level of support resistance, but it's kind of going up and over it, back and forth. So the signs are that it's going to go up. So we'll take a look at that chart. Let's see what's going on here. So the pound, like I said, get some favorable news there, and you've got some strong divergence here between equities and what the commodity currencies are doing. So let's take a look. See. Okay. Yeah, I went to the beach. I mean, it's crazy. I went to this great beach here, and it was probably it was an amazing experience, to say the least. I saw dolphins. I almost got to swim with them. I had my snorkel out there, couldn't find them, but they were super close to shore. Just a whole school of dolphins here. So it was pretty outstanding to observe nature like that, and just beautiful setting. So not to make y'all jealous, but that's what I was doing. Uh, all right. All right. So we have a base here, a really strong base, and you can see that it spiked up above this last volume cluster, and then it went down to test it for the last 30 minutes, and it's testing it again. I would be a buyer right here with a stop of 20 pips, and I'd be targeting up here, actually. So this is like an 8-to-1 ratio here. No, excuse me, 5-to-1 ratio here. Let's see. I want to see this bar close out at London, because if it closes out with this wick, we're definitely going to get on this, because this is a nice little setup here. So pound CAD, and you can see the overarching here. The flow is actually up, and the volume, it stands out to you, right? And it's on the north side of the volume. If it were to go south, I don't see a lot of volume to stop it. But this looks good. This looks like a good trade, guys. Like I said, the Canadian dollar did not follow equities, so that tells me something's up on that. And you really want to read those markets. So while we're waiting for this bar to close, I'm going to look and see what my risk should be on this. Okay, got it. Well, let's see what happens here. Let's make sure this thing closes out. But yeah, like I said, we would target up here at these highs, so we're probably targeting the figure, if not a little bit higher. This does concern me a little bit, that this spiked down, but you can see the this volume cluster is really holding it pretty well. So, okay, let's get in the sucker. 3.38. Okay. And remember to set your hard stop no matter what. interesting how it started off right down here. I want to see this real quick. I'm curious if they'll try to move it into lunchtime. See, it's interesting. There's not a lot of volume here. So even though you have all of this and all of this, I mean, this level trumps it by a mile. All right, we're in. We're in. And I've got 3 other accounts that I'm trading, and I've got to get a multi-unit here. So I'm trying to get this thing figured out to where I can just do it on. The problem with trading those MAMs is you have to use a VPS, and I like to trade on my laptop and not have to deal with that. So okay. Sorry, guys. It's just easier on my phone to switch accounts here, and I promise you I'll come up with a better solution here soon. All right. Okay. And let's take a look and see if we have any other trades too today. I mean, today could be a nice little trading day for us. I was able to get in some favorable positions here on a few of the traded accounts. So don't forget to set your hard stop. So 168.80 is the level that you're going to want to set it at. It's important to always have that just in case something goes awry. Okay. Trust me on this one. All it takes is one spike to wipe you out of a lot of hard-earned money. So you want to be smart when you trade here. All right. So let's see what goes on here. Like I said, we were able to get filled at 168, 169.20. It's down a bit, but I liked the stop here. So I think if that last hour, especially going into the fix, that this level was rejected, I think it's going to get rejected again here. So we got in at 169.20. Stop will be if it closes below the figure. And target will be, we're going to go a little higher actually. We're going for right here, 170.07. So that gives us a 4.44 to 1 reward to risk. And it all just depends if this thing holds. So, you know, if the pound is interpreted as weak and Canadian dollar picks up, then we're toast. But, you know, it had all night to act, and you saw the equities move up here. So the fact that the Canadian dollar was pretty well muted tells me that this could be safe for us. And, you know, this is my stop right here, because you can see most of the volumes on this level here, but there's a lot of volume right here too. So you start getting into nothing down in this level here. So if it closes down into here, it's got a lot further to go down. So let's see what happens. And I will pop in here if anything changes. But I'm going to keep scouting to see if I find any new trades, and we'll go from there, guys. So thanks again, and hopefully this thing ends up in profit for us. All right, mahalo.